Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Brown, and I'm going to talk to you today about pre World War II in the film industry. So, first, we'll talk about the rise of fascism, the impact on German cinema, the film talent which fled Europe, and the impact on American cinema. So, first, we'll start with the rise of fascism, which can be directly correlated with the end of World War I. Fascism is characterized by intense nationalism, authoritarianism, restrictions on media and the arts. The three most famous fascist leaders are Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, and Francisco Franco. So we'll focus on the impact on German cinema. So from 1918 to 1933, this is considered the golden age of German cinema. It's characterized by German expressionism. In 1933, when Hitler came to power as chancellor, he established the German Ministry of Propaganda. Along with this, he established the RFK to regulate the film industry in Germany. Because of this, there were regulations on all of the artistic works that were released, and many of them were required to be used for propaganda purposes. So, as a result of this, and the regime in general, many Germans tried to flee Germany and Europe. From 1934 to 1937, between 80,000 and 100,000 Germans were on the U.S. immigration waiting list. And from 1933 to 1939, 76,000 Germans received U.S. visas. During the same period, 800 actors, writers, directors, composers, and producers fled Europe for the U.S. Among these were notable actors Hedy Lamarr, Peter Lorre, Marlene Dietrich, Paul Henreid, etc. Notable directors Billy Wilder, Carl Freund, Fritz Lang, Henry Koster, Fred Zinnemann, Robert Siodmak, Ernst Lubitsch, etc. Notable composers were Friedrich Hollander, Franz Waxman, and Erich Wolfgang Korngold. Now, what was the impact on American cinema? This resulted in notable films such as Casablanca, Sunset Boulevard, Some Like It Hot, Fury, Harvey, High Noon, From Here to Eternity, etc. All of these actors were involved with these pictures. If you look in the bottom right, you'll see the poster for Casablanca, and you'll notice Henreid's name on there. It so happens that after fleeing Germany, he starred as a Nazi character in this film. From 1920 to 1960 was defined as the Hollywood Golden Age. In 1939, Hollywood saw its golden year, where The Wizard of Oz and 364 other films were released. The success can be directly attributed to the influx of talent from Europe. Here is the impact on American cinema when compared to British and French cinema. You'll notice that from the years 1900 to 1938 that the US grew quite faster than the other two. Now here is a graph of the amount of the US population that went to cinema on average weekly. You'll see from the years 1930 to 1948 that over 40% of the population went to a movie every week. You'll also notice during the 1930s that the amount of people going to cinema increased the entire time, and throughout the war, over 50% of the population was going to the movies, possibly to get away from all the war times. So what lessons have we learned here? Well, we've learned that politics directly impact international business. We've learned in this case that fascism hurt German and European cinema and helped American cinema. As of 2015, the European global film market share is only 21.6%, while just the US and Canada alone account for 29% of the global market share. So now we can see that there may be some lasting effects of the events in the 1930s on the current distribution of the global film market share.